my subscribers, welcome. If this is your first time here, the whole aim of this channel is to walk with you through your reinvention process. Without further ado, today's topic: if you love your family, one thing you must do as a man, as a woman, is write a will. And if you haven't done that, I'm really wondering why. So there's a question that I have about this writing a will thing. It seems that there are so many misconceptions to the idea of writing wills. I don't know if it's that people think that writing a will jinxes their longevity, because you actually meet educated, well-to-do men and women in their 40s, 50s, and a lot of them don't have, these are people that maybe even have a legal team, they have lawyers, and a lot of them have not put together a will. I don't get it. It confuses me, and honestly, the title is not a clickbait. It is something that I honestly think that if you really and truly have a family, whether you're not even married with children and it's just your parents, and you have property and you haven't written a will, it's crazy. Honestly, it is. I don't understand the rationale behind it, and I find that it's something very common, which has brought us to the point of talking about this today. Write a will. In Africa, I'm sure a lot of us have heard or seen situations where someone passes on and their loved ones are in a fix, either siblings or parents, or there's just some rancor or some fight over their property. And the honest truth is, it's not rocket science. There is no clear instruction on what to do with what belongs to you, and you have put your family, your wife and your children, or your husband and your children in nonsense, to be honest, just a whole hot pot of mess. Nobody prays to die. But we need to embrace, we need to actually start to normalize. Once you are someone who has a property, whether you are 26, whether you are 30, whether you're 35, if you have bought a piece of land somewhere, or you have a car, or you have stocks, you have shares, you have dividends in a company, whatever it is, write a will. It's not going to shorten your life, I promise you. No, it is preparing for something that might not happen, but then if it does happen, the people that you leave behind are well taken care of. There's an adage that my mom used to say growing up. She says, if you fail to prepare, you prepare to fail. And I think pretty much the topic of writing wills is one of those things that nobody prays for death, but we all know that being alive today, it's not a function of how well you take care of yourself, what you eat, how many times you exercise. It's honestly by the grace and mercy of God, let's be honest, especially with us coming through this season of dealing with, through the pandemic. We've seen a lot of people who maybe didn't deserve to die. People who probably, like you and I, thought they were going to be here and catering or taking care of their family for the longest time, and stuff happens. We don't pray for that. I'm not praying for that for myself or for you. But honestly, I do not think that it's very intelligent at some point. So maybe before now, it wasn't something that you thought about, because a lot of people don't think about it. But here is this video in your face for a reason. I have brought it to your attention that if you're an adult, I think the legal age where you can write a will of acts of 18, and will law is 21 or something like that. But first of all, the information I have lawyers as friends. But Google is my friend. So this information is not rocket science. If you want to know about your will or how to write a will, you can Google it. You can ask a friend who is a lawyer. Just pick his mind or pick her mind and say, hey, I'm looking at doing this. What would you advise? That's another misconception I'd like to clear today. You do not necessarily need a lawyer to write your will. I will advise that pick the brain of a lawyer. You have a friend, a family friend that studied law, that has an idea. They can guide you. That's if you don't want to use a lawyer. But by all means, if you have a legal team or you have someone, who's close to you, or you have a lawyer, how much is it going to cost? Write a will today. Literally, if you love that woman, or if you love that man you're with, if you love your children, little children. For women, that's yet another thing that I find is rampant in our society. Is the onus is on the man to write the will. Okay, but Missy, if you've got something, if you have a house, you have a car, you have property, you need to write a will. God forbid something happens to you. It can be lost in translation, like literally these things. Some people are so coded or secretive about acquisition of properties, which is all well and good. Nobody's saying you need to talk your business everywhere. No. But the more reason why you should pen it down on paper. In the case of someone like me, as a single mom, single parents out there, you must have a will which gives a clear direction of whom or who you would like to take care of your children peradventure anything happens to you. So it's not something that we can turn away from. It's honestly so major. This topic is so major. We've got to confront it. We've got to take it full on, you know. You need to write a will today. Growing up over time, from when we were 20 or people in their 20s, you buy a land here, you buy a land there. Your affairs have to be in order, guys. It's honestly just a critical part of reinvention. It's a critical part of becoming a bit more wholesome, becoming a gathered human being. Like, let everything be gathered. Put yourself together. Put your affairs in order. It does not mean that your life is going to end today, tomorrow, next year. The thing about writing wills is you can always amend it. So this year you have X, Y, Z in your will. Things don't work out that way, or you've acquired more. You adjust your will. You continue to adjust your will. But it is better than just nothing happens. I mean, there's so many incidents. People meet their end in the most tragic ways. We're living in a country that is so, the insecurity and the unrest now is so, it's crazy. It's not me overflogging the matter. We really must be conscious of the fact that we need to look out for the ones that we might leave behind. It's important that you put a plan. And you're thinking, oh, you know what? I don't have a lot. just this house that we live in. Or, okay, so you don't have anything, but you have minors. Who's going to look after them? You're just going to leave it to chance? No, now. It's all well and good that we all think that our families are the nicest. So my mother is cool, my brothers are cool, oh, they like my wife, they like my children. I'm not arguing with you. You know what? Make everybody's life easy, God forbid, and just have a will, right? So as I'm saying, you know, it's not to the married. This is not even necessarily a topic for just 40s and above, or no. You're 20, you started to gather cryptocurrency, you have stocks, you have shares. Okay, that's beautiful. Start to just pen something down. The requirements of having a will, for a will to be legal or legal binding, it must be witnessed by two people who are not benefactors of the will, who do not stand anything to benefit from the will. This is, I think, pretty much just to authenticate your mental fitness or alertness at the time of writing the will. They must witness you signing the will, and they must sign the will as well. You can get two colleagues, friends. You can't use your spouse, you can't use your children. Anyone who stands to benefit from your will cannot be a witness to your will. So we live in Africa. Some people feel that if you write a will and the person, it's logical. Yes, we live in a crazy world. People are evil, let's be honest. So you don't want anyone who stands to gain anything to know and witness your will, because, hey, yeah, you don't want to put a target on your back. So get someone completely neutral to witness your will, or two people completely neutral to witness and sign your will. Honestly, I promise you, writing a will does not in any way predict the time of your death. It does not in any way jinx how long you are going to live. Yes, we're Africans and we like to be superstitious, but okay, let's be real for a minute. Let's not continue to live the irresponsible life that a lot of people have lived and cost a lot of. There was this huge incident, this news, we heard it a few months back, where some developer passes on, and 2-3 weeks after his death, we hear that his family, his immediate family, which is his wife and children, got into a tussle with his siblings, and it's all guns blazing and everybody's out for war. That honestly could have been avoided. Now, I don't know how that ended. I don't know how that panned out. This is a scenario that would not need to arise if there is a documented instruction of what needs to be done. Now, that was a tragic incident. That was a tragic death. They went to inspect a site. He was not thinking that his life was going to end that day, but it did. Like, it did. I saw something on the news yesterday, a shootout, random shootout on the road. People by the wayside. Some were men. Those might have been people's fathers, brothers, people who have left loved ones behind. And that was not they didn't think that they were going to pass on that day. It wasn't planned. This is a topic that people do not like to talk about. It's very sensitive because, oh my God, but peradventure you do die. I mean, for me, it's really simple. In this day and age, a lot of people have different ideas of what they want their lives to be tidied up in the thereafter. What do I mean? Some people I remember having a conversation with my mom the other day, not too long ago, and she was saying, oh, she just wanted to be cremated. She wanted us to just pour her ashes out, So now, that was a conversation I was having with her. I mean, she's in her 70s, so it wasn't the most morbid of conversations. So she's told me I'm the last child. She has told me in a conversation, if it is not penned down, this is a woman who has a large family, siblings and cousins and all of that, who would feel at some point they have more rights at deciding what happens to their sister. I have older ones who I can't imagine. I don't have a voice in that situation or circumstance. So God forbid that something happens and it's not written down. If that's her true wish and it's not communicated effectively to everyone in the family, we might just go the way of the Nigerians and do what we do, how we do it, even though that was not the person's wish. So this advice is to me. I have children. I don't think my affairs are in order. I do not hope that anything will happen to me. But we all need to come to the place of realizing that love is an action. Love is something that you do, not thinking about yourself. So the topic which says, if you love your family, you need to do this now. If I love my children, like I claim that I do, and everything that I tend to do, points in that direction. But if you don't have a solid plan, peradventure something happens, then that love can not be questioned, but it's almost futile, because now you've left their lives to chance. You don't know who's going to step in to play that role. You just don't know what's going to happen. And that's so dangerous. It's like Russian roulette, really, with the life of your loved ones. So yes, I stand bold to say that it is honestly a test of how much you love the people that you have around you. Make plans for them whilst you're here. Make plans for them if you were not here. That is the true test of love. It's not gender related. It has nothing to do with your anatomy. It has to do with the fact that you have something, and you have properties, you have an estate, whatever it is, and you have people that you love. A spouse, children. It might be your parents. You might never have been married. You might not have children. It might be a charity, whatever it is. No one's telling you how to distribute your wealth or what to do with it. No, we're just saying that so that nobody decides what to do with what belongs to you. Take that decision in your hands today. And we live in, I don't know if it's a culture. It's probably more, culture related, where you see the most ugly thing happen to people's family when they pass away, and you wonder why. There are instances where you see where a wife is even accused of killing her husband. You see an instance where uncles and aunties throw people who they're supposed to look after their nieces and nephews out of a house because of property. That maybe shouldn't, I don't see the sense of, you're a man, you have children, and it's your brother that is inheriting. Now, you might use him as an executor of your estate, or someone who stands in the place of your children till they're of a certain age. You can use anyone to fill in that role, but please let it be your choice. Let it be your decision. So all we're saying is, take your own life into your hands whilst you're alive. That's the essence. And you have heard it today. You have clicked on this video for a reason. Do not go to sleep on this, because honestly, after you've heard this, if you then do nothing about it, I make bold to say that you don't love the ones that you might leave behind. You don't, because now we plan for our children. Oh, we're planning for next term. We're planning for the university. We're making those plans whilst we are here. Let's make a plan should in case we're not here. We can't go to bed on this, guys. This is very important to all of my reinventing after 40 people, and to the people I'm walking this journey of reinventing with. The onus is on all of us to take responsibility of our lives whilst we are here. So today, put a pen to paper tonight. Call a lawyer friend, say, oh, you know, what do I do? How do I do? Do a draft, even if you don't know what to do, but make a step towards making plans. There are a lot of men. I mean, I have friends who are guys, and they're like, madam doesn't know about that estate that I bought and all of that. Reason differs. Maybe she's a spendthrift, maybe, you know, just whatever, for whatever their security reasons, or I don't know, that's not my place to judge, for not informing their spouse or whomever they have in their lives about properties acquired. That's fine. But what if something happens to you and it just goes? Sometimes some people don't even know. Sometimes it's their friends and people, colleagues, or the people that they bought the thing from that know. How about now? It doesn't make any sense. I'm not saying go and divulge your information. No, I'm saying that put a will in place for your children. Yes, if you don't have children, for your parents, for your whomever it is that you would want to take care of or look after your affairs or inherit whatever it is that you have. Please put pen to paper now, and please be in the know that you can always alter your will. You can make adjustments. You can tweak it literally you can do it every month. Every time you get something new, you acquire something new, you can put an addition, you can do a subtraction, you can edit, whatever. But in the here and now, for today, as things are, the people that you love, the people that you care about, the people that you think you want plans to be made for them if you were not there, please, let's do something about that today. That's the end of this topic for today. It's something that we all probably know and thought about, but a lot of us have not done anything about it. So this is a call to action here today. Let's do this. And if you haven't subscribed, as usual, I'm saying please subscribe to my channel so that we can continue to walk this journey of reinventing together. Please press the like button. This is so important. It's important to me and this channel and our growth as a community. Share this video to whomever. This is one of those videos that you should share. Share to people who you think need this information, who you think need this subtle nudge or the reminder to do something about what they have. As I said, above the age of 18, you have a property, you should have started to copy Bitcoins, whatever it is. Please, please, please do the needful. Until next time, till I come into your faces again, bye. Go write your will. Love always, Elsie. I remain your reinventing buddy. Mwah.